Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your Lord and Master, your King of Kings, all for you to a 1v1 on Crossroads Winter. In the north it is Basset, fighting for the Red Army of the Soviet Union here with Guard Rifle, Shock Motor, and Shock Rifle. A shockingly high amount of shock doctrines there, and he goes straight for Shock Motor. Wow. With Shock Troops, Armored Vehicle Detection, Infantry Repair Kits, the R2 strafing runs, and highest U-152 heavy assault guns. Versus south it is Prabuty, fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland. Here with Overwatch featuring Jäger Light Infantry Recon Squads, early warning systems for the fatherland, howitzers, and sector assault. Forming up here with the 7th Panzer Division versus Basset's 10th Mechanized Corps. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, these champions, these heroes. Without them, I wouldn't be able to keep doing this. A big thanks to all those. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or you can donate via PayPal. Links are in the video description. And also comment, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button as well. So we're off to the races here. Triple comes there for Basset. Season Western point here. Sturmpeony catching the conscripts. Pushing back them there. Third conscript there for Basset. Heading westward for the Volksgrenadiers. So far, a strong aggressive push here for Prabuty. Season Eastern Fuel Pond here. And Prabuty just charging into the western field here. Cemetery being slowly approached up with the German forces. Carpon not being hit. We got two conscripts coming out there. Bassett's base though. West here, a bit of light skirmishing. Sturmpeony there. Keeping the conscripts closing in too fast, but at the same time at long range they will lose out to the two conscripts there. In fact, he's risking a bit here, I think, by moving in so close. He obviously wants to keep the point from being grabbed entirely, but at the same time, it does come a bit of risk. The Sturmpines do get to do more damage that way. 4th conscript here for Basset. Interesting choice there. Most players, at least, they're lining up for elite troops to go for just 3 conscripts, then 2 engineers, and then, you know, line up for that. But of course, with shock troopers, maybe Basset has something else planned. Hard to say here. Hard to say. But shock motors, definitely not one I've been seeing a lot there in, well, either 1v1 or 2v2, really. It just tends to kind of fall out in favour of mechanized support, which is sort of the same, except you get guards rather than infantry. But Basset instead going for the shock motor variant is quite interesting. So a truck out here for Prabuty, going to be likely the Battle Group headquarters, trying to move about here. We got 2 full squads ready here. That could end a bit of brutal melee here. Yeah, Volksgrenadiers going to lose out here due to the sheer numbers here that Basset is bringing to bear against the Volksgrenadiers. 2 squads routed, taking only mana cash in the process. Now the car point is wide open. Basset also pulling through the centre. We got another engineer squad here for him. Grab these munitions point now. Like also going to head for the fuel point there, spreading out aggressive just to grab as many points and make things difficult there for Prabuty. Medical supplies up, truck pulling back there, and again I imagine the Battle Group headquarters here, though it could surprise us all with a mechanized regiment. But so far here, Basset striking hard here. This engagement in particular thing it up. Backfiring Prabuty quite a bit. He was hoping to ambush like a lone squad. He wasn't expecting that a total of 3 squads, even some of them depleted, just to hit him up close. So that backfired him, just conceding a significant amount of ground here to Basset, who's also digging in swiftly with the sandbags. Very good there. Thumbs up. That's going to make a counterattack here for Prabuty even more difficult. The Pro would help the conscript on the right side of the heavy cover. Sneaking up here. And there you go. Wasn't able to finish the sandbags. This is big for Prabuty, as this makes it much harder for Basset to defend the fuel point, allowing the Sturmpeonies to charge in. And we just see a full retreat for Basset. So it could have probably helped here a bit longer out with the sandbag positions had been done in time there. But for sadly, didn't get it down there for him. And of course, fortunate for Prabuty, thus making it much easier for Prabuty just to swing through there. And now Prabuty going for his opponent's car point. Prabuty, by the way, can now call in a Jäger Light Infantry Recon Squad, which continues only going for 3 Volksgrenadiers, seems likely. There we go. That said, he does need the mechanized battle group support. They activated. Volksgrenadiers they routed. But the conscripts are getting up close. The conscripts do have the upper hand, backed up engineers, even more so. West side there, flame units being about there for Basset. Upgrades down there. Jägers moving forwards there through the cold snow. And of course, they're using the sniper model, at least part of it. They actually have a variety of caps in winter. One of the very, very few cases, by the way, of actual model variation on the infantry in the game is actually the sniper, and now, by extension, the Jaegers in winter. Which is a bit strange, really. Bit strange, but here we are. And again, it's just like, you know, the headgear. I really wish Relic would have done something more like that for, like, a lot of the other troops. It adds, you know, a bit more life to the proceedings, you know, makes it look a bit more, you know, nice. But here we are again with Jaegers in winter. So, thumbs up, I guess, there. Big push in again in the west. Again, once more, you can see there, Basset is focusing heavily on just hitting Prabuti's fuel point there. Obviously, a very good idea there, but theoretically, Prabuty could try and play around this by just hitting his opponent's fuel point, swinging the game around there. But I imagine we'll be seeing a flak half-track here soon to put a stop to this. Jaegers probably can have equipped here with the G for the Fleet Sniper Rifle. Fortunately, being pursued by the conscript, taking some amount of losses. Not great shit for the Jaegers. Follows up no conscripts here. Support company up there for Basset. He can also theoretically be calling the shock troopers, but he's likely expecting the flak half-track and so wants the field gun up first before he even considers shock troopers squad, because the shock troopers will obviously not have much of an impact against a flak half-track. Jaegers retreating, going to be reinforced on those, I imagine, and probably also go for that flak half-track here in a moment or two. In fact, he may wait reinforce. Oh, yeah, he does go for the flak half-track first, thus delaying the reinforcement of the Jaegers. Again, in this case, a priority here, so thumbs up to Prabuty there. And no, he's not even going for the field gun, he's moving straight ahead. They're going to rush out T-71, Action-6 to counter it. Now, that's a bit bold there, but not necessarily a bad idea here by Basset. I mean, in many ways, does have the initiatives. They can actually see working out quite well, but it is nonetheless a tiny bit surprising. Prabuty may, of course, want to... Well, there's obviously the issue with laying down sandbags, since the theoretically could be used by Basset against him, but he could still, I think, consider them to some degree. Keeping up pressure. And interesting enough, not going for the carve point. Jaegers now reinforced and getting the G43. Just imagine like more German infantry, like, you know, just a bit of variety in headgear and just all infantry in general, like slightly different patterns of helmets, maybe some with camouflage applied to them or whatnot. A bit of foliage. But anyways, details. Fulton engineers clashing out here, backed up by a lot of conscripts. That's going to have to immediately retreat here for Prabuty. Those Fulton engineers absolutely stand no chance there before they get turned into toast. Decent light tank there for Basset. Meanwhile, Prabuti's flak half-track has arrived here, arriving at the front line. Pushing back the conscripts there. Jaegers bring about here. 3 kills so far. Being pursued by engineers conscript. T-70 halfway done. Flak half-track moving in. Well, there's obviously also the partisans, at least they used to have them, but they've sort of been losing a lot of their model variation themselves, the partisans. He's being shot to bits and routed. Grab the point here. Now the Jaeger squad out here for Prabuty and the German army. That puts him at a total of 2 Jaeger squads and a total of, well, about 6 infantry squads. That is a lot of infantry here. There's the 4th Basset. There go T-70 striking the flak half-track. We'll have to just go for the shock troopers soon. Also, it does beg the question why we go for this, but here we are. Particularly kind of think you just go for shock rifle instead. Leave for something like the IS-2, maybe the KV-80 and the incendiary artillery, but again, he went specifically for shock motor. Could be he's also planning to make use of the infantry repair kit ability there. Flak half taking good hits into the rear of the T-70, that's pretty good there for Prabuty. Obviously, a little less good for Basset. Getting the eastern point with the Fulton Grenadiers. In the west, conscripting west, pushing in there. Sturmpioneers caught laying down their Schützenmines, 42. Routing them. Bit of light skirmishing here in the east, and the flak half-track rushing eastwards as well. Again, once more hitting the carbon. Again, very consistent, efficient disruption here by Basset against Prabuti's fuel flow. Though Prabuty is all starting to get the hang of it versus Basset. Theoretically, if Basset could actually get away with a second T-70, that could actually be quite a challenge for Prabuty to deal with. Like, 2 T-70s can be quite a fearsome force here. Though, of course, Basset could also just take up and go for a T-34-76 faster, which would, you know, also be quite frankly a fearsome force. I mean, both I think are quite viable here for Basset versus Prabuty. Sandbags on the west. This time he's actually meant to get the sandbag positions finished before Prabuti's men hit. There we go, Jaegers and Fulton ring forwards. Backed up the flak half-track, a sizable infantry force there. Field gun for Basset. This is 3 divisional field gun. Jaegers battling in the east. No shock troops yet, though we do now get the armoured vehicle detection ability active. Not that really anyone ever uses that. Decent fight with the Jaegers. He's also got quite a bit of munitions floating, which definitely highlights one issue for Basset. I mean, despite having excellent map control several times throughout the match, he's actually not laid down a single mine. Neither flares or regular mines, which is definitely like a big oversight. Typically when you got like good map control, particular as the Soviets, you want to lay down a lot of mines to make it further difficult for the player then to get back on the field. So that's definitely, I think, a bit of a slipper there by Basset. Again, is floating a lot of munitions. Sturmpuni equipped with a Pancheric, giving here Prabuty a bit more into tank weaponry. That is very good. Having Sappers instead. Jaegers are good to be upgraded there. Flak half type moving in, Car upon them being hit. Jaegers holding up. That's 10 kills, close to 22. Jaegers caught by the flak half track. Gonna have to retreat there. Jaegers, they're 12 kills now, very close to 22, and Jaegers doing what they can there for Deutschland. There we go, 2 gained, or routed. Thyssen rolling back. I know it was not uncommon for German infantry on the Eastern Front to, you know, make use of a variety of Soviet equipment, particularly came to headgear to, like, you know, keep themselves warm. Since the German army, again, as mentioned many times, did not particularly prepare well for winter during Operation Barbarossa. So they had to make use of the Soviet winter gear. MG-34 there for Prabuty. Jaeger setting out there. Conning handy with the flak half tech. Jaeger's full swimming forwards here. No tech yet for Basset or any shock troopers. Kevin Lenz a great hit on the T-70 though. You could also consider a mortar, to be honest. It could also be a good addition here, I think, for Basset. Jaeger's pushing forward again, backed up with the flak half track. Prabuty makes sure the flak half track is right behind his infantry, pushes forwards there, ensuring some fairly solid pushes. Raketen or machine gun on the flank here. And we got the Kevin back out with the same centre push as well. Back enough affair going on there for Prabuty. No tech for him yet. But we do get Basset there with a mechanised armour Campanaire. But a lot of munitions being floated. I wonder where all these munitions are going towards. Except nothing, obviously. They were conscript with the flak half tech. Obviously, soon we'll be upgrading a lot of these men to 7-man squads, and obviously having a lot of munitions thereabout is good for that. But even then, I don't think this is necessarily to float that much munitions for that. Mechanised armor company done. He probably wants to avoid attacking head on into Prabuty. He should probably look to instead go through here and then sort of flank up behind Prabuty's line. That way, try and catch Prabuty off guard rather than attacking into the, you know, the Raketen with the flak half track and everything else. While every gun is going to be pointing in that direction. We see that Basset is in fact doing that, though perhaps not as much force as I would like to see. And in fact, he is deploying a small force here. Perhaps a diversion, or perhaps he just wants to, I don't know. Just moving up, there we got the Kentrol moving in, Jaegers moving in to block here for the assault there. Thyssen getting a decent hit, got counter-rushing forwards here, but the assault is slightly bogging down. You get the feeling moving up there. You can actually go for the T-34 from 6 soon. Molotovs here pushing the Jaegers out into the open. Sturmpuni going hunting for that Thyssen on the centre, troops pushing forwards. We do get the upgrade, Jaeger squad routed. Thyssen being bombarded, there we go. Rocket Lance hit from the Sturmpunier and the Raketen Panzerbüchse. Jaeger starting out with 15 kills, 22. Where's TMD-34 from the conscripts there? Tearing into them. Jaeger's flying away with 9 kills. And feeling bombarding here, the MD-34 crew. First shot lands right nicely. Unless, of course, you're the ones on the receiving end. T-34 from 6 on the way there for Basset now, and the Red Army. The 10th Mechanized Corps, the 7th Panzerdivision tries to fight its way through the snows. Eastern Point makes use there by the Volksgrenadiere. Also got the Sturmgewehr ready to further help deal with Prabuty's infantry. Prabuty, by the way, has the Schwerpanzer Corps going up here now by the Car Point and Western Field Point. T-34-6 almost done it for Basset. He's getting Mitchie 2, countering forward, back up in the knees. Counting amount of losses. T-34 here for Basset. Rushing forwards. That said, bit bunched up attack. If Prabuty actually had something to punish this, it could be very painful for Basset. Obviously, currently does not, but I feel like that was a bit too risky there by Basset. T-Fox rush release on start. This can be a big problem there. Goes straight into the Schwer punch, calls the flak half track, and gets knocked out. Good kill there. We do get a strafing run, but against the flak half track and non-active Schwer punch quarters. Oh, never mind. It's just a one-time strafing run. Oh, the loiter still ends up doing a lot of damage then. Tears through here a lot of Prabuty's infantry, almost takes out the machine crew as well. There's still the Schwer punch quarters. That said, there's a slight possible potential here with double field, which we just destroyed for someone from here. Just use attack ground, destroy from a safe position. T-4 there, routing the Germans in the east. Prabuty and Basset hessing the battlefield, swinging back and forth like a seesaw on a ship in a storm. T-4 moving forwards, 3 kills. Got the Jaegers moving forwards, they're about to get a hell of a surprise. Definitely needs to retreat those before the T-4 lands a lucky hit and wipes the entire. In fact, he's going to raid the base here. No, he doesn't. Interesting. Indonesia going to do with the Jaegers, double flamethrowers, definitely a lot of flamethrowers there. Again, worth noting, neither side has really laid down a lot of mines. As for Prabuty, I mean, so far it's really only been Jaegers. We haven't seen any for the fatherland. Not much of that either. He's obviously not going to go for Hudson. I definitely want some armor out here versus Basset before the rest falls apart. Here we got 3 and 61, so 3 and 57. Pretty close in terms of victory points, actually. Jaegers dealing with the advancing conscripts, the Fronteviks. Schwerer Panzer output here, tang into them. Got the info jump, but again, bunched up here. The field and definitely has some good choice targets here. If we can hit them. But again, this is also where Basset could benefit from a mortar. By having the T-34-6 around, I think, from around here to flank all of this. Schwer punch caused by those exposed. This is definitely very dangerous for Prabuty. If Basset decides to try and take it out here. Because currently he has very few ways of defending. And there you go, Schwer punch going at it. Feeling going at the Schwer punch quarters. Sturmpioneer preventing the T-34-6 from assisting too much. That can only last for so long unless the Sturmpioneer gets sufficiently very lucky. Back here, troops heading out with a big surge there from Basset's base. Can again go for another T-34-6 now. Of course, he could also be tempted to go for the HD-5 to deal with the Schwer punch quarters plus any armor Prabuty might get out. So there are a few options here at hand for Basset versus Prabuty, but again, it is worth noting we haven't really seen much of the doctrine as of yet. I mean, he's gone for it pretty early on. We've not seen a single shock trooper squad. We haven't seen any vehicle detection. We've only seen a single strafing run. I need infantry repair kits being utilized. I'm not entirely sure what the plan here is, except, like, I guess the strafing runs and maybe the ISU 152. That he's going to solve for it right away. I do not think that would currently be wildly advisable. I think he needs to have a bit more armor person before trying to stall here for the ISU 152 versus Prabuty, because Prabuty is definitely going to put a stop to that now, hitting the carve points and whatnot. Slowing down Basset's fuel income further. So we'll have to see here what Basset is planning. They do get the issue to fast, at least not a direct ISU 152 stall. Folks caught it with the T-34-6 in the open and are swiftly sent packing. There you go, Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J on the way for Prabuty and for Deutschland. Jaegers routed with heavy losses there. Half the squad gone with a single shot. Folks, they're holding out for as long as they can. They're behind the heavy cover. The heavy cover only's got so much durability against the T-34-6's main gun. Engineers caught down here with MG-34 flak half time win, and it's actually 2 that is really dangerous here for Basset's men. As it gets a fat damage bonus, they can really allow to wipe out infantry fast. Panther almost done, and there you go. Schwer punch course being gained to Sturmpioneer, working hard to repair it, even as being shot at, and there you go. Strafing run around the center against the Kettenwerfers. That definitely seems like a waste of munitions here for Basset, which is great for Prabuty. They just wasted there. Say for example, instead of trying to catch a Stu on Pioneers the repairing, maybe you spotted that. He's trying to catch him with the bombardment. There you go, being engaged here by the Fultz Grenadiers, center being seized there. T for the Fultz 6. Basically in the east. And we've got the H5 here ready as well. Another Panflow's ready. Adding the penalized MB42, very good. T-54 rushing towards us here for Basset. They're going to be clashing right ahead here in a few moments. There you go, Panther gets the first shot. Shot bounced. Fun fact, in actual tank engagements, at least noted on the eastern front, typically whoever got the first shot off was also typically the one that won the engagement. So, yeah, a little fun note there. Mortar on the way there for Basset. But yeah, he's using the hedges here to hide out behind us. He's been trying to take out the Sheriff Hunter quarters there. Very good idea there. Yeah, gets MD-30 the control in the centre. And we got the Mortons down there for Basset and the Red Army. We hit with the Kedmans to the Panther 4. Catching the H5, that's opening up the flank and the Jaegers as well. T-Fed footsteps nearby, but yeah, this is a pretty good push, I think, from Prabuty. Not the most sophisticated push, but you know, it's a pretty good push here, exposing some weaknesses in Bassett's line and tearing them apart here. Like he's a really, really disappointed aunt tearing apart a shoddily knit sweater. There we go, pushing it, the thing being destroyed. This was a really good push here. Again, just Basset completely caught unprepared here for head-on assault like this, and Prabuty just tore through it. Taking out the field and destroying one of Bassett's most potent assets. That's a really good push there for Prabuty. Plus, I mean, Bassett's just been completely unpacking into his base as well, because that's really great. We got the Jaegers with 24 kills by T3. 25 in fact, constantly being slowly melted out of the universe. Close being wiped out in fact. Whoops. And that's a wipe there as well. Another loss to Basset and the Red Army. This is really turned ugly for Basset now. And into a really strong position now for Prabuty. Not entirely sure what Basset is planning next here. Will he go for shock troopers now? Is he planning another T-34-6? Will he somehow decide to try and stall for the ISU now? Hard to say here really what the general plan is here for Basset though. Could choose your rocket launcher. I mean, rocket artillery of his own could definitely have also punched some holes in Prabuty's lines. If Prabuty is up for such a possible rocket strike. He can also soon begin pushing for another Panther 4, instead of bringing out just larger numbers could be a huge problem there for Basset. Jaegers here holding out, Veteran free. Quickly getting a lot of kills before quickly retreating. In the far south, we got the conscript going for what looks like to be a deep flank here against Prabuty. Flares off in the centre. We actually get some flares off there. Also charging forwards there. Got the issued fire move. Sandbags around the centre here. MD-34 the catchment Escalate down the sandbags. Pretty awkward here. And there you go. Got the BM-13 Kachu rocket truck out here. Pulses routing in the west. We got 261 versus 333. And here comes they've been caught out in the open. That's going to be another one. This is really starting to turn ugly. And then for Basset's now got 2 squads against his opponent's 6 infantry squads. Jaegers getting hammered by the mortar. Close to getting wiped there, but not in the end. So now there's going to be some extra work here to do for Basset. He needs to like start, you know, cutting out like the gap between them in terms of infantry. Otherwise, this is going to be steadily Prabuty's win, simply because he can just control and attack the map much more efficiently than Basset can with just 2 infantry squads. I mean, as always, my rule of thumb is minimum of 3 infantry squads. 4 is what you typically want. 5 is, you know, the typical maximum. But 6, you can, if you're good enough, you can actually manage 6 squads. But if you can manage them, you can also be quite a deadly foe, because you can exert some pretty good map control and launch some pretty aggressive attacks with some supporting deep flanks. Jaegers are being mauled out here though in the open. Did you strike off there, hitting the Kednaffers, not bad. Need to exploit this with an armoured push then, and it's just not materialising here from Basset. At least he's got the transport by the Panther 4 there, need to retreat them now. But he's probably too focused on the centre, he's okay, he does retreat them in time. Moving forward with the armor now, missing out the opportunity, I think, to pursue the recovery, at least increasing the chance of getting a wipe on them. Because if Basset could have wiped them, that'd be huge. But now the T-34-6 is in some deep sauerkraut. He needs to get the trap supported with a Panther 4. Got the flak half track, good kill for Basset. Doesn't alleviate all of his issues, but it's a good start. But he still needs to replace his losses, in particular the info losses need to be fixed. MG-5 from the T-34-6 machine there, quickly tanked through the crew there. Floating towards the center west. MG-34 there for Basset. I mean, maximum machine gun, not MG-34, that's nonsense. There we go, the Panther 4 caught here. Tried to hide behind the hedges, but not much shine against the H-5 there. Yeah, so far Basset really hasn't made much use of the Doctrine, unfortunately, which, was sad because, I mean, Shock Mode is slightly interesting in some ways, just, when the player then doesn't leverage it, it doesn't really matter, now does it? Max him out there for Basset. Samex around the center. Got another push being lined up here. Also got the mortar nearby. We got a flare off here to scout ahead. Thumbs up there to Basset. At least he's starting to spend his munitions a bit more actively. Consul may want to get on the right side of the heavy cover since they don't get the bonus on the wrong side of the cover. Choose fire here against the Kednev as he really wants those dead, which I can understand. They're definitely a big issue for his armor. A few hits from the Panzer 4 there, but no significant damage done by that. And the Wesley coming up, they've got two big skirmishing here as well here on the western side of the cemetery. On the east side though, Basset's been good progress, though he really needs more infantry. And now they're making use here of Basset's heavy cav against him. Bad news there for Basset. Great for the boot in there, gives me forwards. We got Vetchny 4 with 32 kills. It's definitely dangerous here for Basset's forces. T-56 still lands an amazing hit. They're almost wiping the entire Jaeger squad. Then could actually get the wipe here. Close, but not quite. Close to the east on that T-34-6. The other Jaeger squad also retreating here. So what is Basset planning? Is it another T-34-6? Another H-5. Is he actually going to go for infantry? It is unclear here. Panther rushing eastwards here. Prabuty could just keep going for Panther 4s here versus Basset, to be honest. He's been caught out there by the Fullsgrenadier. And the Panther 4. At least the H-5 can assist. But Basset really feels like he's just lost initiative and doesn't really know how to get it back. Which only compounds his issues, just keeps allowing Prabuty to just dictate where the attacks are going, just keep Basset on the defensive. Because Prabuty's clearly got no intention of handing over the initiative again to Basset. Basset bringing out the field gun here, not saying additional tank destroyer, more tanks. Oh, he cancels it, so probably either an H-5 here more, or a T-34-6. Nah, probably an H-5. It could also be he's lost all contact with reality. He's going to try and solve for the ISU-152 now. People moving in, they're trying to crash them, and they do retreat in time. There go double chems punching several holes in the T-34-6. It is very close to the east level, but it's also now very close to being destroyed. And there go pushing through the hole in the hedges here. Maximum quarter, Jaeger's backing up there. H-5 shoots away, Maximum needs to retreat now. It could end up being too late now with all the fire that's being directed particularly from the Jaegers here and the marksman rifles, but no, instead focusing on the counter-swapping onto the flank here. Panther on the right side here. Basset's force in the center being caught in a lethal crossfire here as Prabuty push ahead there for Deutschland. Katyusha barrels off, completely away from the target here for Basset. He's been caught. Double mortars. I think Basset might be misclicking there. I don't know. I think he's playing something else, not double mortars. It's either that or he's lost the plot. Like someone trying to remake Hamlet, but instead they end up reading an entirely different book. It goes for another mortar, but cancels the other one again. Something tells me he didn't intend to go for more mortars here though. Probably more field guns or something like that, but just probably was pressured and just ended up misclicking since both the icon but also the hotkeys for the mortar and field gun are right next to each other. So no matter what he did there, he was stressed enough he could misclick twice there. Wouldn't be surprised if he just double clicked R instead of T there twice. Tifa going for the field gun. Oh, the field gun is here. Very close to the ace level. But yeah, Prabuty's, Basset, I mean, he's just so passive at this point. He's just unable to like really leverage like any aggressive attacks here. Whereas Prabuty's just, you know, constantly attacking, constantly pressuring, constantly finding gaps in Basset's line and just exploiting them. And part again is just, he's got so much infantry, Basset just doesn't. I really kind of stress, but that just enough infantry is actually really important. And aggressive support called in here, could possibly be a finishing blow here from Prabuty, and I think he's actually starting for King Tiger here at least. He's just setting up the resource so he can call it if he needs to. But there you go, Tifa caught it with the Luftwaffe. That set a bit of poor strafing there. Tifa in full survives the encounter with the Luftwaffe now, just gained the ace level. Panther Force moving in and got the HG5, the half health. Panther Force, they could blitzkrieg actually, surprised he hasn't. Doesn't just increase the speed, but increase the rate of fire on the Oberkommandos Panzers. Panther Force with the Wehrmacht and such do not get a rate of fire bonus, so they do get a longer lasting blitz. So at this point, he's just charging in here. Got the Katyusha as well here. HT-34 bounces a shot there from the Panther 4. Gets the Panther 4 then knocked out. Small loss here for Prabuty, but I think at this point it probably just doesn't matter really. Like, Basset's just lost so much now. His base is basically ablaze. And he's still only got 2 infantry squads against his opponent has still, well, 6. Several of them quite ace, including these Jaegers with 41 kills. Something playing to the consequence of the field gun. Kidding over there. Yeah, there's a kid. They meant to get one. Small win, I guess, for Basset, but at this point, stealing one here from Prabuty is just too late. Maxim's mortars wiped out inside the front door of Basset's base. H5 right around the corner. Panther Tifa for hiding down here. Probably someone forgets it entirely, can just sneak out of the wall and retire somewhere, I don't know, in East Asia. He's being routed there. .236 was on 84. There we go. Tifa was almost done. And there you go. Hit some on down there by Prabuty earlier. And with that, yeah, it's pretty much. He does get up the other Panther Force well, but at this point, Basset's losses are just so huge, so monumental, and crucially, Prabuty still has a lot of infantry. And again, increasingly very veteran infantry, making any attempt at coming back here for Basset very difficult, to put it gently. Panther 4 then moving out here for Prabuty and for Deutschland. Panther 4 moving ahead here, pin machine on the way there, very good. Thumbs up to Prabuty. That's what Kim called out. I'm getting mauled here and slowly cut to ribbons. And there you go, Basset's renders. A loss here for the Red Army, a victory for Deutschland. A real nice fight here again. Basset came to a strong start, but failed to capitalize on the typically wage you'd normally like to, which again is good sandbags and positions, but also crucially mines. I think those are the issues. But also just we lost infantry, didn't replace it, didn't make great use of the doctrine, and you should also just go for more attacks and just try to get more aggressive and catch Prabuty off guard with some good pushes, and that way turn the game around again. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for our last episode. Bye.